Oh boy, TV sure sucks. Isn't that the kid who played Loki in Hank Williams? That Lorraine had a big crush on? He's British, he's British. He's an actor. He's British. Right. Pompeii, out of time. Guys, I was out there shooting hoops, getting my exercise in tonight for about an hour up in the... It's the ESPYs. The ESPYs are on. Oh my gosh, before the weather report, it's the ESPYs. They're getting awards. The fashion show broke out, and then they did some exercise. But she's cute. Isn't she cute? She's cute. Yeah, that's good. Is that Simone Biles? I don't know. I think it is. Boy, she's cute. Yeah, she's cutie pie. She's adorable. Yeah, she is. Okay. But what were we doing here? I don't know. I was thinking you shouldn't. LeFou, I'm afraid I've been thinking a dangerous pastime. I know. Okay, but I was out in the barn, shooting my hoops up, listening to the best music in all of Doñana County because it's on my MP3 player. That's your opinion, right? And so is evolution. Okay, but religion can't be based on opinion, no. So I was sitting there thinking about popular religious myths that people believe because, the Bible in its original Greek, it's like, Earl, what? So I came inside and I said, what did Hebrews write in? It said, Hebrews wrote in Hebrew, Earl. Hebrews wrote in Hebrew. Okay, and so they sit there and they talk about the Bible and they say in its original Greek, it's my family always tells me, okay, guys, King David had scribes write down his, the Old Testament, right? And it was written in its original Hebrew. Hebrew. King David's Sadducees and Pharisees wrote in Hebrew. Yeah, Hebrew. Just in case any of you were wondering, right? And so, Earl, it's like, wow, and they talked about that, Jerry talked about that with his pastor saying, they were the Sadducees and the Pharisees were so amazed because Yahweh spoke perfect Hebrew. Imagine that. John the Baptist's cousin speaking perfect Hebrew. What do you think the odds are of that, guys? That John the Baptist's cousin spoke perfect Hebrew. Joseph and Mary's child spoke perfect Hebrew. Imagine that. A woman of the Holy Family had a child. His name was Jesus, and they called him Yahweh, and he spoke perfect Hebrew to the Sadducees and the Pharisees, and they were all amazed. It's like, why are you amazed? What's amazing is the fact that you think that the original Bible was written in Greek, when Greek was a sacred language to who? The Romans, Constantine and Jerome, right? And who writes comic books? Who sells comic books? Who still sells comic books to this day? While Christopher Nolan and Matt Damon, could you explain it to us while fortune favors your brave of your crypto and Superman's dog? You're obnoxious. Trust me, man, I am so obnoxious, it's like not even funny. Okay, okay, it is funny. Yeah, it's very funny. I admit it's very funny. I shouldn't say it's not even funny because it's absolutely hilarious. Seriously, yeah, it is. And so, you think Simone Biles knows who I am? I don't know. That would be interesting. You think Jalen Brunson and Kat know who I am? What about Ananobi and Josh Hart and who's that guy? The one little shooting guard? He's good. I like him. Comes off the bench and the one holding the award. I can't remember his name. He's a good little shooter though. Yeah, he's a good little shooter. Yeah. But hey, that's Fat Joe. Yeah, it's J-Lo's friend. That's Fat Joe. He's rapping for money. Okay, let's just wrap that up and let's read the original Hebrew. Where's the original Hebrew? The world may never know. Do you think it's entirely tangible that Constantine and Jerome never intended for us to live the truth of Jesus Christ? So they crucified him, turned him into a Roman god, and then took the original text and burned them? Like Adolf Hitler turning Strauss into a German? Do you think that's entirely tangible? And do you think that the word can only be flesh and not written down on paper and crystallized into a fortune cookie for Confucius say? Ahua say, there ain't no Jah. To them I say, to them I say, to them I say, Jah is omniscient, omnipotent. So if you try to eliminate Jah, you try to eliminate your own existence with your ego, and that's quite impossible. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Do you understand? So there's popular myths like, fear God. Okay, God's the truth. God's omniscient, omnipotent essence of all existence. How do you fear that? You have faith and jump, right? I love Judah Krishnamurti too. But it's like, so you're supposed to fear God. No. If you're a Roman and you write down the Bible in the original Greek text, then you fear the truth. So you try to burn it, kill it, and turn it into a comic book character that you debate at Comic-Con every year, right? You got a royalty check from the Lion King burning a hole in your pocket and want to go to TJ and go to titty bars? Just wondering. Luke, I am your father. Okay, I'm going to say the Bible, and I'm going to read the Bible to you from something from Heartland, America, that also sells replicas of guns, a gun that was used to shoot Lincoln in the back of the head. It's like, who the fuck would buy a replica of the gun that John Wilkes Booth used to shoot Lincoln in the back of the hill? Nathan Bedford Forrest's relatives. Oh, that's true. John Wilkes Booth's relatives. Yeah, that's true. Jefferson Davis's relatives. Yes, that's true. Nathan Bedford Forrest's relatives. I'm not a smart man, but I know that money's not real. Do you understand? So, hey, how you doing? Really good, man. We got rain again today. It was pretty nice. Yeah. So, okay, we still got two of our wettest month is August. Our next wettest month is July, which it hasn't. Ours has been wetter than me. We've already got. It says we had none this year at New Mexico State University. You know, the asphalt and concrete place. But here in the trees, where we have trees, we got a little bit today, but we've already got about 3/4 of an inch rain in July here. Yeah, we've started keeping track, and it's like we get a lot more average rainfall than New Mexico State University, which is concrete and asphalt. And you can be damn sure that Don Juan Trump and Don Juan DeMarco and Kash Patel and other people doing, hey, science projects for genocide are well aware of those numbers. There's lies and there's damn lies and there's statistics. And then there's a degree from Harvard that you use to put on the wall, and you might as well just use it. Don't use it for toilet paper. I imagine it wouldn't be quite very comfortable, but I don't even think it'd be good for that. What'd you use it for? Roasting s'mores. What are you talking about? How can I have more of something I've never had? You're killing me, Smalls! So, hey, look, data centers. They're building data centers. Stephanie Gusar, Richard, whatever and stuff, land commissioner. It's my duty to protect state trust lands from, data centers, state trust lands. Okay, just stand up for the Lord's Prayer and stop liking and act like an asshole in front of the Messiah on the nightly news. Man, I don't know what else to tell you. What else do you want me to tell you? You're getting played. I'm not getting played. You're kidding yourself. You don't believe it. But popular myths, fear God. It's like, okay, you fear the truth. How can you fear the truth? How can you hide from the truth? Okay. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Okay. Have faith in God. Love people to the best of your ability. You're a human being. You're gonna get manipulated. You're gonna get abused. They're gonna abuse you, horrifically, right? We all need sexuality to continue to exist as human beings. If we don't have sexuality as we know it right now, as we are as people, you'll stop you won't continue. And so you cannot have robots, AI, quantum computing, or anything manipulating matter for that matter if you didn't have people hitting the mark with holy covenants and raising people to love one another, so we don't all massive murder each other and then end up This is what I had earlier, this thing, parasite causes diarrhea for some people. Yeah, it was very uncomfortable and very painful. Yeah, I just can't stand the local these are the same people that signed off on my mom and abused her with a toxic, stressful environment and cancer through home invasion abuse, through perverts. And your family's got bad brain activity. How bad do you think my family's brain activity would be if my life story wasn't in the book of Revelation and you guys didn't understand it because you're wackadoodles that don't have faithful communication and couldn't understand? I watched the damn thing on the thing about the guy with schizophrenia who was an accountant, right? And he's sitting there and they're talking, well, we used to go do this and that and that. It's like, he's an accountant, guys. Okay? When you're doing math, okay? When you can do math and you do math really good and you're an accountant and you're manipulating people with mathematics to abuse them to live here, okay? You understand these. Why do you think John Nash was such a wackadoodle? Why do you think they all go wackadoodle and go, he has schizophrenia? Because when you're really good and you listen to people and you understand their needs and you understand mathematics of needs like King Solomon, you have faith in God. But if you're forced to engage in the Greek Bible of the mathematics that are not correct, okay, it's going to drive you crazy. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Yeah. So there's a fire at the Rio Grande Mall. Yeah, I got offered to go to Bernalillo to talk about Blue Cross Blue Shield, but I don't think I'm going to show up. So thanks for the offer. I'll just sit here in the office chair with the Samsung Galaxy 10 and save children from your offers. How about that? I don't really give a shit whether or not you care or agree or whatever and stuff like that. I'll fix the technology. You just sit back in that chair right there and let me show you how it's done. Fire in the devil, the devil's in the house, go run, girl, chicken and drip hat freaking out, do, do, my favorite of his is going LA via Omaha. Kicked old green teeth right in the knee. You ever heard that song? I don't have it on my MP3, but it is a very funny song. That's my favorite Charlie Daniels song. A lot of you guys aren't probably familiar with it, but it's a good tune. Couldn't just resist one time chasing him around the parking lot. It's funny. Oh, it's a funny song. No, I like Charlie Daniels, man. He had quite a few pretty good tunes. Yeah. I think I like Michael, Boop-a-doop-a-doo, Boop-a-doop-a-doo, What's Forever For, and his horse songs. I like him a little bit better as far as those genre of guys and stuff like that. I like somebody who's a little bit more serious and enjoys the culture of the West a little bit better than the old Southern. Yeah, I do like Charlie Daniels. He makes me laugh. But, I like the guy from Red River, New Mexico a lot. And if love never lasts forever, tell me what's forever for. Anybody else like, I've been looking at people? Anybody else like, I like that song. That's a good one. I like Jimmy Buffett. He from the South. He from Florida. Anybody else like Jimmy Buffett? Love Margaritaville. Yeah. Blew out my flip-flop, stepped on a pop-top, cut my heel, had to cruise on back home. I was listening to music and listening to people sing, and it's like, some people sing, and they just don't sing really well, but they sing. But they have very popular records. Yeah. And you're like, but he doesn't sing that good. I know, but he has a very popular record. I understand. And some people sing really good. And, you're like, wow, One of my favorite, Marty Robbins sings really good. And Waylon Jennings, underrated. He had good voice, man. I don't want to get over you. I don't want to get... They ought to give me the Pulitzer Prize. He has a really good, deep, rich voice. Nice voice. I like Waylon Jennings. Sonny James, excellent voice. Yeah. Jim Reeves, put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. Let's pretend I'm there with you all alone. You'll tell him he'll have to go. My favorite is Welcome to My World. Won't you come on in? Yeah, he's a good singer. He's a good singer. I was only 100 yards from Marianne. Yeah, he's a good singer. Nice voice. Heard he was a real perfectionist and a real jerk. Mom and Dad saw him, I think, twice, and he was a jerk both times. Marty was a sweetheart. He just got mad when they had to play that place and they lied about the size, and he was upset about it. But he played the song. It was real nice to everybody. He was just upset at the people and he said it. They lied to me about something. He was mad. And but Mom and Dad said Waylon they saw about 3 or 4 times and just loved him. They saw Marty about quite a few times too. They really liked them. And Dolly, and Mom pissed off Dolly. Yeah. Mom pissed her off. My mom's like me. I guess my mom knew it was an Earl, mother, And she just, I guess she learned from the School of Hard Knocks and what to say and not to say. She was raised by a sergeant major in the U.S. military, guys. Her mom died when she was 10 from a brain tumor. Okay. And then she was raised by the HELP, which were pragmatic black women in St. Louis, until she was 16 or 17, 16 years old. And then they moved to San Antonio, which depressed Mom because it was a little different. The culture was a lot different than Missouri. The Missouri culture up on the Army base, there had black ladies that were hired as the HELP and were real sweethearts. Mom just loved, Mom loved the HELP, and the HELP loved little Mary Poop. Well, she was Irish and German from immigrants, and Granny Kramer was a sweetheart. And, so Mom had a lot. When Granny died, Olive was an atheist drunk. Mom wasn't raised by Olive. Mom was, they had people that would come in and help and clean and stuff. And I did not know. Mom never talked about it. She never really told me. She just had real close relationships and really liked black folks and black music. She never really talked about it. I think the only time she ever talked about the stuff with her mom, she wrote the really cute and sweet and sad stories about what happened. And she would tell me the stories about, she wrote the story. She didn't tell me about it. The one when she stole the fountain pen and her mom caught her and gave her the old Jewish guilt trip and stuff. It's really sweet, darling story about little Mary Poop. And she told me the story about when she beat up the officer's daughter that was a snot and got over and did the radio cowboy things and take that. And then, go in there and get your daughter. And she told her what happened. And he went in there, okay, well, I led you the right act. You beat her up and she, okay, good girl. This, keep this between the two of us. Keep it on the down low. Don't tell anyone. Right? It's too funny. He was so proud of her. She beat the shit out of that snotty officer girl. Beat that crap out of her. That's my mom. My mom. If Barbara Streisand knows who I am, she'd be proud. The way we were, little girl, right? Scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind, smiles we gave to one another for the way we were. Can it be that it was all so simple then, or has time rewritten every line? If we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? Could we? Memories may be beautiful and yet was too painful to remember. We simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter we will remember whenever we remember the way we were. Kangaroo, kangaroo. Daddy, it's so easy to fall in love. It feels good to pee. It feels good to fart. It feels good to laugh. Because Emily, she had asthma. So we just sit and talk about things that feel good. And she'd laugh and go, it feels good. And she'd giggle and she'd fart. It feels good to fart. I know it does, yeah. It feels good to laugh. It feels good to pee. All the things that feel good, Because when you can't breathe, it feels miserable, She's a little cutie. Old Emily Gracie Bird. What a sweetheart. Yeah. Tender-hearted kid, man. Really sweet. Yeah. And then there are other people, like we were out there in the thing, the thing with Kaylin Gilliard. She married a real nice guy and she could be a real shit. And everybody, it's like, well, yeah, no, guys, you are what you do and you are what you earn. You can be Ebenezer Scrooge up until the point, and if you don't repent and you don't recant, if you don't, you're that's how you're going to be, Some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book, and then your pages are sealed. It's too late for redemption and forgiveness after you're dead. On Ocalpoquin riding out one dark and windy day. Law would have ended up with me again if Kay hadn't abused her and manipulated her with he's a loser and all that, because Chief loved me. And Chief was thinking the same thing I did. If anybody could put up with and deal with Steffi's shit to help Patrick appreciate his family and be raised by his family, it was Yolanda. So when Yolanda was showing interest again, I thought to myself, this would be the perfect woman to be mother to Patrick and not rub it in Steffi's face, but just be a friend with Steffi and make Steffi realize, hey, what you're doing is hurting your son and you're being selfish and you need to quit, because he's a beautiful kid. He's really smart and he's really intelligent. But Kay fucked that up. And she used her selfishness and Stephanie's selfishness to fuck up Patrick's life. Okay? And that's the truth. And if you can't sit down and understand that and admit that, you're just a fucking liar who wants to tell yourself lies to feel good about your selfishness. And that's bullshit. And even if Chief were with us today, he'd tell you the same thing. Yeah, that's what she did. Okay? She plays people and she manipulates people because, and he knew this is who he had babies with. And he knew she would make his life miserable if he tried to leave. So he stayed and he worked with her as good as he could. And he knew if he wasn't present with the kids, that Kay would teach him to be manipulative, abusive, and jealous and miserable to other people, and their lives would be miserable. So he stayed and just, hey, like I used to say to Law, we learn, my dad used to say that, a wise man learns from other people's mistakes so he doesn't have to repeat them. Right? Yeah. Dad, good person. He still buys into the Roman stuff, and he knows he's done it for tens of thousands of years, and it hurts. Because he always thought he loved Jesus, and he does love Jesus, but the Jesus that he loves was stolen from him by Constantine and Jerome in the original Greek text of the Bible. It's all Greek to you, isn't it? Right. We wrote in Hebrew. John wrote in Hebrew. Okay. Moses wrote in Egyptian. Moses was taught Hebrew, but he wrote a lot of stuff in Egyptian. They had a good alphabet. Moses changed our calendar to their calendar. Our calendar was like the Native Americans was, a seasonal calendar. And he found a lunar calendar and a year circle calendar worked out better. Moses changed a lot of things in our traditions when he found out that a lot of the things that the Egyptians were doing worked better in understanding eternity and explaining it through, celestial bodies and studying that stuff. We're not stargazers. We're pragmatists. We're like Nez Perce. We're like the Chiricahua, the moon of the falling leaves, the moon of the ripeness, the moon, stuff like that. We're very much, that way. And so we're very different, type people. We're very much pragmatists. We're not stargazers like Japanese. And the Chinese and the Indians are more stargazers, and we're more, that's because they're in large groups and they want to be influential in large groups. And we're more, you and me out on the farm, let sun be our alarm, kicking off our shoes, doing what we choose. We're more isolationists. That's why I just wouldn't get along real good for a long period of time with tribal, big group people. Okay. Oh, I'm very attracted to and like Max and Enemy's mom's, ability to dance, and she has a nice bedroom voice and all that, but we wouldn't get along at all. Guys, when the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Knife ain't nothing but a funny riddle. I thank God I'm a country boy. And I just don't see Jennifer Lynn Lopez, leaving on that midnight train to the Gila. I'd rather live in his world than live without him in mine. I just don't know. No way. And there's a pixie pissing on your windshield to clean it up, and a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and Mary shall have cherries and Joseph shall have none. Come on now, baby. What do you know? Reality. Check, please. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Temple set Illuminati, they just, because there's an attraction there. and they know how to fuck with your head, and then you'll never get this. It's like, okay, never get what? You'll never get that I don't, you know, and that it worked for a short time because you were mind raping a 4-year-old, with TV culture. And then when the TV culture is like, it's all bullshit, then he's like, no, I don't wish anybody any real world. And as I go through my life, I will wish for her, his wife, all the sweet things they can find, all the sweet things they can find. I found your diary underneath the tree and started reading about me. It was in Greek, though. You're funny. I know. But no, guys, there's going to be a very, very Ray Goodman and Brown girl out there for me when I'm done cleaning this place up, sooner or later. Hope it's not later. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Do you think Simone Niles knows that? I'm joking, guys. I don't want a young girl who's excessive and compulsive and does excessive and compulsive things. I'm the type of person, guys, when I exercise and get in shape, I've been this way my whole life. I do it very reasonably. When they get excessive and compulsive, I get like Coach Yost with Coach Boone. It's like, you flirting with that, you pushing it. And I'm way better than you ever thought about being in a day in your life. That's because I am rational and kind and intelligent and know when it's time to rest and when it's time to play, when it's time to, you know what I mean? I'm sane. I'm like Abraham and David. Seriously. That's why I have talents that other people don't have. You don't want to be better at math than most mathematicians that are accountants and go schizophrenic, because they will get mad because they'll know for tens of thousands of years they've been mass murdering people with numbers, manipulating them with lie, and they hate you for it. But they should hate themselves. But if they hate themselves, then they can't live with themselves, and they don't trust anybody, and everybody's trying to get them and kill them, and everybody's talking about them because they are abusing everybody with false linguistics, mathematics, and manipulation, right? So that's why they're paranoid, delusional schizophrenics. And then there's you knowing science and understanding science is better than most scientists, because you would have to know your limitations mentally and emotionally on now how not to try to destroy all creation with your invention, because you got to sell plastic products about things that aren't real for money that's not real to pay idiots to live here. And their kids are way too cute to have to be a part of that. And that woman is way too cute to have to spend all her time selling you pieces of plastic of people's imagination, instead of sitting with her family and enjoying barbecues and making the perfect tamales and the perfect tortillas for our get-togethers, right? And then you don't have to call a law firm to get money if you get hit by a big truck, having to get something there positively overnight, and with Kip and Henry at the Ladies Hotel Holiday Inn, with the Wilson the volleyball on the island from the FedEx plane and shit. Y'all crazy ass motherfuckers. Don't care. They crazy. I know they is. You have to explain it to me. I understand crazy. I mean, I don't understand crazy, but I can recognize it. I don't understand staying crazy. It don't make no sense to me. Life's eternal grace is infinite there. Oh, okay. So you can't lie. No, you can't lie to God. Okay. All right. Lauryn Hill needs my help. Yeah. She married into my cousin's family, but there's lots of people in my family that are related to me, and they're complete wackadoodles and believe that, it's all Greek to me. It's funny. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me it ain't funny. It's funny. Okay, I know funny, and I'm funny. I teach people the Gospels, and it's enjoyable and fun. And people go, wow, this is more fun than learning the Gospels from wackadoodles like Kirk Cameron on his thing. Can Christians drink or smoke? Can Christians drink or smoke? Bodega me this, bodega me that. We don't need bodegas. But if you have herb in your yard, and millionaires aren't trying to help you with your glaucoma because you're still recovering from a toxic environment, go ahead and get some rolling papers and take that thing and relax just a little bit, And then if you're a little bit tired, you can have yourself a drink or two, but couldn't find an open bar, so you'll buy a 6-pack at the liquor store, and there will be no liquor stores. Okay, you can have your own brewery in your cousin's barn and drink it in your car. But don't drink in your car. Right? Shouldn't be driving when you're inebriated. If you're going to drink, just pass out in the rec hall, and I'll come in and say, I told you guys it was a 2-beer maximum to play darts, cornhole, or pickleball. What about basketball? I don't know. Maybe a 3 or 4 beer max, you think? I don't know. You're funny. I know. Okay. Me, I want a hula hoop. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, Christmas, don't be late. Desiree Spearman from El Paso. He's played at MSU. She's cute. She's very cute. Yeah, she is. Okay, but there's a lot of cute people in the world. There's a lot of cute girls in the world, but if they don't believe in the Messiah and they don't want to live the Lord's Prayer, they're not as cute as they think they is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, trust me, I'm the most gorgeous man walking on the planet right now. And I look like Uncle Fester's cousin because all the military intel people here that are complete linguistics, rhyme-raping perverts with technology, have me not looking as good as feeling good as I could, as should, I would. Stop, think for a moment, okay? And now sway while we convey that you must do away all the stress and the strife. Reflect the blessing of life and use kindness and never blindness. And you will find that this perspective is best. Check it out. These are the words that we manifest. We manifest. Boom, 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 boom. You don't need money to live. Guys, if it took money to get to the moon and go to Mars and back, don't you think we would have already bought all the candy bars back and then be going to Jupiter to get more stupider? Yeah, we have enough make-believe money in our whacked-out little fortune favor the brave crypto heads to fill all of Fort Knox and every plastic card with every number you could ever invent in your fucked-up little heads. Okay? And why do you need to go to the moon? You can't breathe there. You can't drink water there. You can't make love to a woman and love your children on the moon. Why? You can't do it on Mars. You do know that those propaganda movies with Colin Farrell and Arnold Schwarzenegger are both full of shit. So full of shit they can't pull their head out their ass if they try it. I have to do it for them, and they shove it right back in. And it's like, okay, I guess I'll just fix the artificial intelligence and make it reflect actual intelligence because love is necessary, and have quantum computing collect better evidence of the Gospels day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, 3 things I pray. I don't remember what they are. To follow thee more nearly, love thee more dearly, something, I don't know. I can't remember. I have it on my MP3. See thee more clearly, follow thee more nearly, love me more dearly, day by day. Is that what it says? Godspell? Yeah. Day by day, day by. Oh, dear Lord, 3 things I pray. See thee more clearly, follow thee more nearly, love thee more dearly, day by day. Amy says I can't sing. Natalie says I can, and I trust Natalie. Amy was jealous of Natalie, so I don't trust Amy, but I trust Natalie. And Natalie wasn't jealous of Amy. Natalie still loves Amy very much. Because that's her mommy, and she's cute, and she's pretty, and she has a gorgeous sweet little Betty Boop voice, and beautiful big brown eyes, and a beautiful smile, and yeah. Amy Sue, yeah, she's a pretty little thing. She's cute. She's just very insecure because she was raised to be insecure by people that were insecure. Don't be insecure. Then you won't have to run around singing limericks written by people called Godspell. Day by day, day. Oh, dear Lord, 3 things I pray, 3 things I pray. To know thee more, see thee more clearly, follow thee more nearly, love thee more dearly, day by day by day by day by day. Okay? Minute by. Just my luck, you realize there's no such thing as like you could spend your life with someone. You could spend your life with someone minute by minute by minute by minute. I'll keep holding on. Ooh, that's one of my favorite Doobie Brothers songs. Minute by minute by minute by. Yeah. And then they talked about the one dude, what was his name, Jose? On the radio station. Goes, no, the other guy has a pretty good voice too. The one who sings China Grove. And yeah, I agree. I think, there was a lot of Doobie Brothers songs that Michael wasn't the lead on. China Grove, Long Train Running, yeah. Remember the time I used to hold you, I just couldn't do what I was supposed to. Echoes of love. That's a good ass tune. And Mike sings accompaniment back of it, so it's okay. So don't compare, just love. Sing, open your mouth, make a joyful noise. Since there's no debt and trespass and no heathen bullshit no more, we can properly worship and love. Sounds cool. All right. Appreciate you.